Kilo Charlie 4 Zanzibar Zanzibar Echo. Kilo Charlie 4 Zanzibar Zanzibar Echo. Name is Tommy. Jim, over.
Zanzibar Zanzibar Echo. Roger. Name is Tommy. And Tommy, where are you located?
I'm in Jamestown, North Carolina. Jamestown, North Carolina. QSO.
Roger that, Tommy. And what radio are you running, sir?
I'm running a FLEX-6400 with a LFF amplifier doing about 300 watts, over.
Okay, I got the flex part. What are the numbers?
6400 M, the FLEX-6400M with a Elecraft KC9VKV amplifier running 300 watts, over.
Roger, Tommy. So why don't you give me about 10 seconds to tell me about your antenna system, and I'll see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Roger. Well, the antenna. Roger. Well, the antenna is a ZS6BKW, I believe. I remember the nomenclature on it correctly. And it's a wire antenna. It's up about, I don't know, 45 feet maybe. And it's what they call a modified G5RV. It's taken off the G5RV design and modified to the ZS specifications, I suppose. I bought it and put it up. It works well on 40 meters, but the SWR high is a little high on the other bands that it's supposed to work on. So I just use it for 40, and for the other bands, I like getting on a folded dipole I have and a hex beam. KC4ZZE back to Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor.
Roger, Roger, Tommy. Well, I've been listening to your audio. I'm on my my Virginia SDR. You're about 15 over there. Pretty nice signal. And I think you do need a little more on the treble side, maybe about 3 clicks treble boost from where you are would give you a nice articulation to your audio, a nice curve on that audio top end. Right now it's just kind of rolling off there, but if you were to do like a plus 3 clicks additional treble boost from where you are, I think you would be a little more articulated, Roger.
From where you are, I think you would be a little more articulated, Roger.
Roger. I got to find where I got a treble boost on this radio at. I'm not sure I got a treble boost, Jim. I've got a equalizer on it, though. Over.
Yes, sir. That's it. And that's it. Is that a like a 3-band equalizer?
Is that a 3-band equalizer?
It runs from 63 hertz up to 8 kilohertz.
Okay, is it adjustable? I mean, as far as the frequency, can you shift the frequency? If I were to say 2.7 kilohertz, would you have something that you could shift to that, or do you have that?
Something that you could shift to that, or do you have that?
Oh, my bandwidth is 2 kilohertz. Would you like to be for me 2.9 over?
No, that would be too high. See, that would be out of your range. And you're running a 2.7 transmit bandwidth. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, 2.7 transmit bandwidth. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, over.
Okay. Could you run to 2.9, 100 to 29? Could you run that?
2.9, 100 to 29. Could you run that?
This is Kilo Charlie 4ZZE Echo. Do you see a difference, over?
Yes, sir. You know, that 2900 is a lot better. Gives you the transmitter a lot more top end. Well, not a lot top end, but more top end than 27, Roger. And then gives you just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. So that's why we recommend 100 to 2900, Roger.
So that's why we recommend 100 to 2900, Roger.
Roger. Glad to hear that. And the microphone I'm using here is a $11 microphone I bought from Mr. China, over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, the main thing is that mid-frequency in your equalizer be flat. Because even a bad microphone, if you start with a 1kc signal or mid-range, it will do that fairly well. So usually we recommend that center equalizer be off or plus or minus 0. Off or 0. Roger, Roger.
Minus 0. Off or 0. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. So, are you saying at about 500 hertz I should be 0, over?
Well, actually, from all of those controls, I would say from 150, from 400 to 1.4, that should be flat. From 400 to 1.4 or 5, that should be flat. And then because an equalizer is designed for the to strike a balance between the top to the mid-range and the bottom to the mid-range. And if you push the mid-range, it's so much harder for the top and bottom to catch up. So we do say, hopefully that you can keep that mid-range flat, and then it's easier for the top and bottom to catch up for balance.
It's easier for the top and bottom to catch up for balance.
Okay, the mid-range is 0 from 250 up to 250, from 500 to 1K. Both sliders are sitting on 0 dB.
Roger, Roger. So then the next slider up from 1 is 2kc. Is that a Roger?
The next slider up from 1 is 2kc. Is that a Roger?
That's a Roger. Then it's 4kc, then it's 8kc, and that's all.
Yes, Roger. So sometimes we just have to play a game between 4kc and 2kc. I would say full boost on 4kc and plus 2 on 2kc and see what that sounds like.
Plus 2 on 2kc and see what that sounds like.
Okay, now this is Kilo Charlie 4ZZE Echo for ID with KC9VKV testing, over.
Okay, so you got full up on 4kc and you're about plus 2 on 2k?
You got full up on 4kc and you're about plus 2 on 2k?
That's correct.
Andy, why don't you tell me the best thing you like about your radio and let me listen to your audio?
Andy, why don't you tell me the best thing you like about your radio and let me listen to your audio?
I think the best thing I like about this radio is that on the receive side, it's very quiet. It's not a radio that's hard to listen to for a long period of time, especially on 40 meters. Well, actually on all the bands, actually, if you set it, the AGCT correctly, you can make the noise disappear, which is nice. And you don't get the lightning and static crashes like you would with on a different type of radio than this FLEX-6400 when it's not an SDR. I've got a Yaesu FT991A, and I don't like listening to it for long periods of time. But the Flex, I can turn on and listen to it all day long. So I'm going to replace this FLEX-6400M, Jim, I believe, with a FLEX-8400M that's coming out, over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, the latest and greatest is always usually better than that which came before, so I wish you luck on that. You might want to go back to your ALC and double check your level. What we say is, go to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you say the word audio, elongate the A part of audio, you become a human test generator, and then just plus or minus your mic level until you're running a 2/3 on your ALC meter. I know you don't have exactly an ALC meter, but you do have a reference, Roger.
Don't have exactly an ALC meter, but you do have a reference, Roger.
Well, I have an ALC meter, hold on, I turned the wrong button. You gotta start over. that there is about, well, it's a little high. Let me turn it down a little bit more. Turn it down just a hair. Okay, that's about 2/3, Jim, over.
Yes, so the trick of using that word is it's multifaceted. If you look at it on a spectrum analyzer, you know, it's a multi-tonality, and it's a good word to set up on. But you should say that the first part, the part, just speak it as you would speak any other word in a QSO. Don't stress it, just say it, Roger.
In a QSO, don't stress it, just say it, Roger.
How about this?
Kind of cut off there. You're all right on that?
Kind of cut off there. You're all right on that?
Yeah, I think it's right at 2/3 now, over.
Yes, sir. Sounds really good. I think you'll like your recording. If you go to YouTube and do that, call it a search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, we'll take you to this recording, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Recording, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Yep, thank you, Jim. And you did this for me also on that FEX-6400 a few years back, and I greatly appreciate that. Thank you for doing this service. My service you give us. Thanks very much. KC4ZZE, you have a good weekend. And I'll say 10-3 to you there, Jim. KC9VKV, God bless.
Roger, Tommy. Well, this afternoon I'm running the 7300. I've been running the 990 for about 3 weeks in a row, just to blow the cobwebs out, and then switched over to the 7300 here recently. So, and that's why I say the frequency response, although the 990 has been modified pretty heavily to achieve great frequency response in the low end and the top end beyond what it was originally designed for, the 7300 is just such a nice radio. It's just out of the box. So there you go. 73. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.